Hello and welcome to episode 8 of our Timberborn Update 6 Wonders of Water playthrough here in Cycle 14, Day 11. 3 days until a drought starts. And we have quite a bit of work to do today, and just in general, to try and get our dream of an enormous, incredibly, ridiculously, obnoxiously huge water reservoir above farmland to come to fruition. So we're not going to be building this today, sorry to disappoint you, if that's what you were looking forward to, but we are going to have to do quite a bit of legwork to try and increase our industrial capacity because one smelter is not going to cut it. We're going to need over 1,000 metal blocks. If the math that I've seen done in the comments for me on my behalf and the math I have also done independently are going to end up being correct. But yeah, we have quite a lot to think about, lots to adjust, lots to prototype, think about, fix, unfix, refix again, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and just start right here at the water source. Saw a couple comments saying that, oh, you got dynamite next to the floodgates, you're going to regret that. Like, well, no. You know why? Because this exists. It's okay. This only lets out the good water. This only lets out the bad water. So we actually don't need these at all. Ever again. So it's completely irrelevant if I leave them open or close them. Well, if I close them, then the water's going to flow out this side. But these are no longer a factor. So I'm going to just disable that entirely. Because, again, all the bad water automatically flows out the back. We're never going to have to worry about it ever again. Unless the automatic floodgate control breaks. Wait, no it won't. It can't break because that's a vanilla game item. This is the one that's the mod. Anyway, what I was doing here is I was blowing this up so that we could actually have all of our stuff put in the right way. But obviously it's not going to be a thing yet, so we do have some time. That took a lot longer than I thought. We do have some time to get everything laid out and properly brought in and all that good stuff. So don't worry. It's going to be okay. We just need to make sure that we're not being completely stupid around this. Because that will absolutely flood the map with bad water if I have that blown up wrong. So that's going to be what we're going to have to worry about when we get to that point. What we need to focus on today is getting more metal. Probably get this mine up and running, although I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to make enough treated planks in time. I don't know. I mean, I have the science. We might as well just go ahead and unlock this thing. And then just bring this up over here. And get them started on the process of, hey, look, there's a... there's actually a little slope we can already use. That's nice. But yeah, we have quite a lot to take care of. Gonna shuffle stuff around as one does, just the way it goes. So we'll give them a chance to start building this. And even though we have about half of the treated planks, 2/3 of the gears, and we've got plenty of logs, make no mistake, we do not have enough industrial capacity to upkeep the mine, especially on the efficient setting, because you take a look at the recipe here. It needs every 1.8 hours, assuming you're using all 10 beavers. If you use 9, or bots or whatever, if you use 9, then it's every 2 hours, which is a whole lot easier for me to try to do math on. So say we're running this with 9. Every 2 hours, 1 gear, 1 treated plank, 1 dynamite. Gives you 6 scrap metal. So if we take a look at the things that are actually building those items, gear-wise, it takes 3 hours for 1 gear workshop to make 1 gear. So just to keep this alive, we need to have more. More than that. If we have both of these running, then every 1.5 hours we get a gear. And then, of course, on this, it turns into every 2 hours, theoretically, it consumes 1 gear. So, okay, well, I guess technically that's fine, but we also need gears to make other stuff. So, point being, there is some magic number of stuff that lines up together, and it's perfectly 100% efficient, but I'm not good at that. I don't want to spend time thinking about it. We're just going to brute force it like we always do. Probably make a couple of you mad, but that's okay because it's just a game. The bigger problem is metal. 4 hours to make a single metal block that consumes 2 scrap metal in the process. So 1 scrap metal every 2 hours. This, of course, if it's actually running, will produce 3 scrap metal every 2 hours-ish. I'm basing my numbers off of it running with the 9 workers, and it's obviously not going to be 100% efficient if they're bio-beavers and not bots. Well, we haven't gotten to bots yet, and that's going to take, well, probably a little bit longer of a time. We're going to have to figure something out. I also kind of thought, what if we didn't use bots at all? How possible would it be to have a big industrial thing and still have beavers with pretty high relative happiness, low working hours without bots? Probably would be pretty hard. We'd have to massively oversupply stuff like food to make that happen, but I think it's possible. I don't know. We'll think about it. That's part of the fun, I think, of the way that I choose to do my videos, just positing out into the ether. A couple of you have apparently decided that is not what you want to see, and that's okay. But I'm just going to let you know that's how these videos work. They're not going to change. So we're going to keep on moving and do what we need to do by expanding. Well, the easy way to expand is just unpause the gear workshop, unpause the industrial lumber mill, and wham, bam, we've doubled our output of planks, doubled our output of gears. It's funny how that works, huh? But again, the plank situation with the iron teeth is a lot better than with the folktales because you have the 2 workers in there. 1 log turns into 1 plank in 0.63 hours. So 2 of these, you get 1 plank every 375 or whatever that math works out to. I think. Maybe it's 315. Math is extremely hard, okay? Don't give me that. If you have a doctorate in computer science or something, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I took music major math 14 years ago. They had me do an algebra 2 in a college classroom. All right. Well, actually, that's not really an excuse because algebra 2 is like more advanced than what we're trying to... Anyway, point being, for right now, we're probably, with what we are currently doing, trying to get the mine operating, we're probably okay. The dynamite is going to be a bigger issue. 3 hours to make 1 dynamite. We need 1 dynamite every 2 hours for the mine to operate, and we also want to be using dynamite, so we are going to have to make another explosives factory, but that's probably going to be the end of it, because we're not really going to need it too much more besides blasting a little bit of this down. We're not going to blast all of this out immediately. We're also going to be backfilling some of this, which we probably should go ahead and start in this episode. I've just been a little reluctant to dedicate too many builders to that, because that is not necessarily our biggest priority. We also have this dynamite here that needs to get set off so we can expand our mangroves. So we'll take care of that. Go ahead and triple speed this thing and get the rest of these mangroves planted here, because you know we're going to make good use of them. This gathered flag still has no problem reaching all of that. We've got quite a few things that have got to get figured out, and I know there's still this surging here that we have to deal with, and so on and so forth, but that is the way it goes. Log-wise, we're probably fine for maybe the duration of the playthrough with what we've got here. We've got scrap metal coming down from here, which is great because we're definitely going to need it. But it is probably time for us to go ahead and continue building other stuff over here. We do have a little bit of a surging problem with all of our stuff here. So I actually want to peel this back a little bit and see, because I saw like water was coming over this, which it really should not be doing. Oh, I forgot to turn my email client off again. Good job, me. Yeah, I think that there's really no reason for it to be flooding back here. I know I've got, like, this whole mess hasn't really been fully replaced yet. I don't think I can put a... Yeah, I definitely can't put that there because this thing's in the way. So that's going to be an interesting problem to solve, but... Yeah, that was probably just a one-off thing because of all this coming in, going out, and so on and so forth. Oh, we have a housing problem. So maybe now is a good time to think about how this is going to get modified. I know I keep saying, oh, we're gonna do all this stuff, and then I get distracted and we don't end up doing that. But apparently you guys like that because we crossed 15,000 subscribers yesterday, which is fantastic. I appreciate all of the support on the videos here. So I have no intention of changing. That's just the way it goes. This is supposed to be fun. If it's not fun, stop doing it. And currently I'm having a whole lot of fun, so we're going to keep doing it just exactly the same way we have been. So, drought started. No problems. 6 days. We have plenty of water, plenty of food. This is completely dry, so it would be a good time if we were going to be messing with this right now. Would be a good time to mess with that, but I think we probably don't need to worry about that. Making good progress here. The treated plank situation, like I said before, this takes 1 treated plank every 2 hours. This is producing 1 treated plank every 3 hours, so we will need another one of these. And then, of course, the wonders and the final wonder, the Earth Repopulator, takes 2,000 of them. So we very clearly do need to keep making more of these industrial things. I have to figure out a good way to pop these things in here and it not look completely stupid. I mean, it's going to look dumb regardless, because that's just how this works. But for the time being, we are probably okay to get this constructed, but not to run it. So we might end up doing a little bit of a switcheroo here at some point. I know I'm going to have to do something about that. So we talked last episode, or a couple episodes ago, about burying the large storages down here. I just had to have a good enough place to put them. And I have these additional insurances with the engines, just to keep things running during droughts. Eventually, yes, we will have the batteries, or we'll have flywheels or something. Oh, cool. I found the exact way I have to rotate this to get that too. All right. Enough distraction. We have the ability to bury a whole bunch of storage here, and I think that's what we're going to want to do. Just have to have the materials to build it. I think, depending on how big we want our population to be eventually, we probably don't need to have more than 1 large storage of all of our food items. And we're also not going to want it to be here that they're coming to eat from, unless they're also working down here. I wanted to kind of have everything wrapped up this area. I know I've been bouncing around all over the place trying to figure out where I'm actually building stuff, but I like the idea of having a bunch of housing and storage and recreation in one kind of general area over the top of this thing that we are probably going to expand a little bit and then put swimming pools and all that stuff. So I could fit, if I expanded this out, I could fit, easily I could fit 3 of them here. Might not be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. But if we really wanted to go for Broek, I could put 4 of them in here. Just like so, if I expand this a tiny bit. But I don't know if we really need to do that, because right now the swimming pool we're getting under fun is getting about 1/3 of our beavers with a single pool. Now, granted, we only have 88 beavers, and we're working 18-hour days, which people repeatedly ask me to lower, but I don't think we need to do that quite yet. What we do need to do is get these lumberjack flags out of here. I know we have all these unemployed beavers, and people are still saying, save labor with number crunchers. We don't need to. We don't need to. We don't have enough jobs. We don't have enough jobs for them to do yet. So, what we are probably going to have to do is continue building out these platforms this way. I don't really have any better way to do this than what we've already been doing. And I've got storages for all the foods here. I've got the gears. Been playing this game for 3 years and I still forget what items are called. Good job, me. But I think what we're going to have to do is start putting in these industrial piles down here also for storage of the things that, say, your wood workshops and your smelters and everything make. So right now we have a pretty decent storage stack here, but that doesn't mean we can't build something else over in a different part of the the map. Now, I've got this dirt excavator here. It is not going to stay in this exact location. This was just a convenient place for it to go. So let's help that out. Especially as we look to do more stuff over here. I've got... You know, I probably actually have enough dirt over here. So let's research the builder's hut. People have been asking for this one for a while for me to put in additional builders. So trying to think, where would this go? I guess this is fine to just put a couple of these right here. I'm going to put 3 of them in because we have currently, well, now we have 13 unemployed beavers. I will slightly deprioritize them, but we will employ all of the beavers and get all this stuff taken care of. And I guess we can start using the dirt because we definitely want this to be, I'm pretty sure, about as high as it currently is. And then if we want to make it taller, we're really not going to need to make it taller. But if we wanted to, we could expand it with more dirt or wood or whatever have you. Right now, my goal is to just... Wait, why is there a path here? Oh, okay, that should not have been there. Goal is to just get this going to where it already was height-wise. And that is going to require us to build a... well, technically, they can build those first 2. Like, yeah, okay. So this is going to end up... For right now, just kind of... no, actually, I don't think I will. Because I'm going to make the wall too deep, like I said the entire time. I love it when I forget things. I actually don't, believe it or not. I do not fake outrage things. I don't know why you think I do. This is just what happens when you're forgetful. That's how life works, folks. Not everyone can be super super together on their mental state all the time. Anyway, we'll let the builders take care of that. I will go ahead, just so we don't have any more problems, I will deprioritize that, so it's not going to take up all of our labor, everything, forever. But now is going to be a good time to go ahead and bury some large storages, which we will do here. You know what? They actually, I don't think, can get up on top of this bit, so let's give them a hand. Gonna bury the large storages here, then we'll blast this down. Well, you know what? There's actually no reason to have... There's actually no reason to have this as platform, if we're not going to have anything that deep underneath all this. But, you know, we actually could. But I'm not going to do it that way. And I'll tell you why. Because this thing is still here and I'm not moving it for right now. I think the goal probably should be to just massively stockpile a bunch of dirt and then take this out entirely, because I don't really have a great place to keep one of those permanently. But what this is going to end up doing is just cause a whole lot of pain and suffering if I don't do this the smart way here. So I will pop this in right like so, and eventually this will go away. But this will keep this, hopefully, from flooding. And then when we start doing other garbage, we can figure that stuff out too. And here we are, cycle 15, day 1. We have 1100 water left, so we're doing fine on that. Slowly amassing materials with our existing infrastructure. Oh, thank you, email, again. Who is emailing me at 3:24 p.m. on a Sunday? About halfway on the treated planks, which is good because I still have 93 left. Gears are obviously going to be a very hard thing to do with 450, but we are a third of the way through that. Logs we're never concerned about. So, at any rate, once we have storage buried under here, I think it's going to be time to... yeah, see, this is exactly where I want to put the land here. It's going to be so much easier. But we'll bury the large storages, and then we can maybe think about migrating at least a couple of these food factories over to this side. Again, because we can go over the pathway with the face right here above it. Put a power shaft there and bring it across. But for that to work, they would have to be lined up appropriately. And that is just going to be, it's going to be a process figuring that out. We'll, yeah, now we got buildings flooding because this is, it's backflowing again. Well, it's fine. It'll even out eventually. It's just kind of a weird problem for us to have here. I don't think anyone's ever fully solved it. Had a couple of suggestions, but I really don't think it's solvable, honestly. It's just fluid dynamics in the game being weird and unpredictable. There are smarter people than me that still have not figured this out, so... Have we done... okay, well that was a mistake, to do this way. I don't know, the terrain block, like, arrow orientation thing is never really sat right with me. I never fully figured it out. I know there's a reason why it's like that, but no matter how I do it, it seems to be wrong. So we're just going to leave that alone. Just trying to think, like, food-wise, like, we're perfectly fine. We're already overproducing on food. So we really should be building more of these breeding pods. More housing. That was one of the things I was going to do and completely forgot about. So what are the builders doing? If they're not... these were deprioritized workplace but not construction. Okay, so what are we... Okay, well, it's nighttime, but... What are we building where we're not building the builder's hut so you can have some help? Like where are you going? Okay, so you got... it's the mine, of course. Alright, well... That is now deprioritized. How could I be so dumb? Easily answered question. There we go. Now, I really should have just prioritized those. That really should have been the whole thing we were doing this entire time. Well, is the path really that convoluted? Yikes. Well, it's fine. It is what it is. Now, the pine resin situation... Definitely should have been fixed a lot sooner. I did not do that, so that's on me. But I'm going to go ahead, since we have the ability to just do this. I'm going to blow that up, and then I'm going to put in additional pine trees, make sure these aren't marked for cutting anymore. Yeah, see, there we go. This land I was going to reclaim for farming purposes. Although these need to be cut. Yeah. We got JJ over here. Get to work. I know it's a nighttime, but yeah, this is definitely something we should have done a lot earlier. But hey, now I've got vacancies. It's funny how that works, huh? Well, regardless, we are very close to putting this stuff in. Now, you will note that this will not flood because of how I've decided to build this. So we're going to go ahead, put in large warehouses. Here in here, yes, I know the doorways are obstructed. It's going to be fine. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. The reason I did that is so I could still get up here. Then we'll blast this bit down. And then, oh, of course, they can just come in from above. It's actually pretty smart. It's pretty funny watching them just pound away at a hammer like 100 feet above this. We've got canola seeds, we've got soybeans, we got cassava. This would be a great place for us to do the output of these food factories. So, corn ration. Again, we're going to get them access in a little bit. Corn ration and eggplant ration. Blast this. Get that out. Blast this, and then, of course, we can blast this. And once that's done, I'll be able to put in another ladder right here to bring them down from this path, because we have a ladder down here. I think that's going to be fine for what we're working with right now. This is already done. Good. Alright, so ladder will go, just say right there. Now they have, well, they will have access to that. And then I just build off the top of here for the doorways to get to everything else. And just to make it a little easier to traverse, we'll put a ladder there as well. Alright, so now I've got a spot to put some not hydroponic gardens, food factories. These guys right here. Now I could make a little snake of power shafts, and this would be super easy to do. But I think easiest way to get this done is just going to be to not take ourselves too seriously and just do one of these. Power shaft turn, power shaft turn. And that is going to allow me to remove this guy and put in one of these 4 deep buildings. And then next to it, I could put something else. But again, the idea is to just keep the 3 of these. Well, have 3 of these that each are making one of the recipes. Corn, eggplant, algae. So this one will be corn, this one will be eggplant, this one will be algae. Easily solved problem. This goes away. This goes away. Of course, these still have to be connected to each other, but that's going to be a problem for another time. I'm going to go ahead and put a wood workshop here, just because I can. And then this mess, well, this engine does not need to be here anymore. This can go away. It's always going to go away, so don't worry. Get this entire disaster zone cleaned up. And then, wait, why does this... I thought I had this selected. Oh, I didn't. Okay. Eggplant. Did I say this was going to be corn rations? Yes. Okay. Alright, so now I've got this I can put in for something else. We'll do another large warehouse here. Probably makes sense to make this for algae. And then what I think we're going to need to do is actually put in 2 of these large industrial piles right here. Since we have access very, very easily from the ladder right up here, I'll make these for treated planks. Or, depending on how you want to do this, I could make a pine resin one as well. But I don't think we're going to need a large warehouse full of pine resin. I think that's probably too much. So both of these, we'll just say treated plank storage. Nice and easy. Or maybe one of them can be treated plank storage and one of them can be regular plank storage. That actually would probably make more sense. This one on top is treated planks. Nice and easy. We also, you know, can still put stuff here. But for the time being, that's fine. Now I have an opportunity to put another building here. And I think for the purposes of what we are trying to make long term, it's going to need to be gears. So, gears go there. And then that will give us, take a look at our production. Every hour, on average, between these 3, we will get 1 gear. The efficient mine, actually a lot closer to being done than I thought. The efficient mine every hour will consume half a gear. So that's good. That's more than enough for the maintenance on that. And then, of course, when we get into bots, if we choose to get into bots, then that'll have to be another type of math that is going to cause me immense pain and suffering, but that's the way it goes. So, now that that's been removed, I can come back here and put in my levees like I wanted to and did not previously. And then I'm going to have room right here for another smelter. But I need to make sure they build those levees first. Okay, that's already done. There we go. So now we have effectively doubled our industrial output. Oh, I love this. I love this so much. We're making it work. Alright. Pine trees, again. So we've more than doubled our capacity to produce pine resin. How are we doing over here? They've done nothing because I have failed to actually get this started yet. Alright, that's fine. Trees need to be cut, and to be cut they have to have a lumberjack to cut them, so that will be that taken care of. I, yes, am going to put in a staircase here so I can get this single full-grown tree cut down, so this is going to look nice. And that, friends, is going to be a big help. So, everything is looking pretty good. The corn rations, algae rations, eggplant rations are filling up their large storages. That's fine, but what we don't have a large storage of adequately is beavers. So, we need to find somewhere to put those guys, and I think this log storage does not need to be here for right now until we figure out what we're doing up top at the I almost said upstairs, up top at this thing. I'm just gonna put another one over here. This is the easiest way to do it. So this is going to end up also getting a rooftop terrace on top of it, and of course we'll put another ladder. Make that easy to get to. We can always move it if we have to. It's fine. It's gonna be okay. We'll survive. Everything here is hopefully not gonna surge out too weird, because I want to start filling this in with regular dirt. At least leave a 4-wide channel here. Yeah, I think this is just going to be the best way to do it. Just block this off. So if I need to, I can build down below. If not, I'll put a platform in. But this is going to be pretty nice and compact. And if I need to have more capacity for food factories, I know I can just come over this way. That would be a good way to bring power over to put more industrial machinery over here. But for right now, mechanically speaking, I think we are doing okay. Obviously, there's a bunch of stuff we want to build. We're going to have to ramp up production of other things anyway, but metal was the biggest worry, both for the purposes of the mine and for the purposes of building this. Oh, look, they're already getting started. Cool. So that's going to be gone. I'm going to go ahead and give them a pathway to get over. Actually, I forgot. I've got to go up top. So we'll just do one of these numbers. It shouldn't be too hard for them to do that. I know the dirt storage is over here, so we're going to give them a little bit of a... Actually, no, you know what? I'm just going to put that there. Give them a little bit of a helping hand and have them able to come up over here as well. Cool, cool, cool. Looking... Well, I'm not going to say looking good because objectively it kind of doesn't, but... Are you joking? Are you serious? Come on, man. The two of you. I know you're not like this in real life, but your beavers, man, your beavers are not doing you any favors. let me tell you what. All right. So, what we're going to have to do, going to have to rescue these jokers. Put in a ladder. They should not have even been able to get over here. But they did. Get out of there. Get out of here. Come on. Waiting for people to come bring you some planks. Alright, who's going to be the one to finish the ladder? All the materials are here. Just finish the thing. Come on. Come on. There you go. Get out of here. Good job. Don't do it again. It shouldn't have even been possible for you to do it in the first place. Oh, I guess it probably was, but... That's fine. This will get built soon enough. If we want to use all of our dirt, I might as well go ahead and get that taken care of too. The rest of this, eventually is going to get blasted down. But probably need to keep up with that too, if we're not going to have problems here. Well, water-wise, I think 5 is probably... Yeah, we're probably still going to need this. But I can simplify the pathing a little bit so I can blow up some more stuff. Yeah, we'll just do this. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not going to set this off. I know it's here. It's supposed to be here. We're not going to set it off yet, though. We still have a little bit of other stuff to take care of here. So eggplants seem to be lacking supply. I know we only have a very, very small bit that we've actually planted. But I've got a lot of canola seeds. I'm going to unplant... maybe that's a mistake to unplant that much of it. I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think we're going to be fine long term. But I need to plant more eggplants. So how far... Okay, so that does reach. That does reach all the way down. I'll tell you what we'll do. Unplant all of this canola. And then once it's unplanted, I'm going to make some of it into eggplants. And then I'm going to blast the rest of it down. And then I can get rid of this tooth grindstone because there's no longer any cutting over here. We will replace it because, you know, they're going to have one somewhere. And I guess I'll just put that one up there. This little tiny storage of canola seeds does not need to exist. Where is it again? There we go. Yeah, so they're gonna harvest this, and we'll do what we have to do with it. Get things cleared out as we can. Remember, this isn't gonna be permanent the way this is set up. I'm gonna fix this. It's gonna be a whole lot better. Don't worry, we're gonna have a lot more space to grow crops over here. Well, not like a... God, why are people endlessly sending me emails? This never happens. I can have this up for the entire day recording, and then nothing comes through, and then I make one video. One video, and I get 3 in the same thing. Ugh. Oh, the mine's done. Okay, let's... We don't need the mine right now because it's going to injure a bunch of beavers. But it's good to have the capacity here. I might make you a couple of you guys mad, but I'm going to pause this because we don't need the scrap metal right now. We still have enough gathering here, and we can come over here. But having this complete was a very important first step to having security over here. So you know what we're going to do is, now that we have this done, we need to build an area around it that's going to have all of the material storage, which is of course going to be room for scrap metal, room for the treated planks, room for the gears, and room for the dynamite. And that's going to be very easy to do. And to get that done, what I'm going to do is blast all of this out and remove this slope. And hopefully what I end up building is going to be something that you guys think is decent. If not, then it's fine. I'll survive. Yeah, just let these guys do what they're going to do here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my industrial storages underneath, and then I'll put regular warehouses on top, and then this, of course, will just be what it's going to be. Which, actually, I don't need to blow this one up. Alright, this is ready to go. Nobody come over here, please. Thank you. Alright. And that one needs to get demolished. And I can come in here with my large industrial piles. There we go. Get rid of that. Large industrial pile here. And then this becomes a ladder going into that block. And then we've got a medium warehouse and a medium warehouse. So we will have, effectively, roughly equivalent storage of everything. So, explosives, gears, treated planks, and scrap metal. Scrap metal being set to supply, everything else being set to obtain. Nice, simple, compact design. Everything's there. That's all they need. But it's still going to be paused because I don't have enough beavers to really do too much of this. So everything else is looking pretty good. They have somehow managed to not get all of these yet. Well, it's still growing. That's fine. Eggplant-wise, we're still doing okay. I mean, I've got 1,000 of the rations stored, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. Yeah, we really need to get more metal. But this is done. So that's good. If I really, if we really want to be snazzy about this, I could just have this entire thing all the way up. But I don't think I need to do that. Anyway, I have not mapped a key for dynamite detonation. I know. It's fine. We'll be okay. What I can do, I guess, is I can, Oh, it's drought time, of course. Well, we're okay. We're doing fine. We got 2,300 water. We got tons of food. Although the supply of the raw materials on the eggplants is still a problem. Everything else is A-okay. We just don't have power, which isn't really that big of a deal. But I will go ahead, pause the dirt excavator, because that's using a considerable quantity of power. We're only producing 800 power for a demand of 2445, but grand scheme of thing, I think it's probably okay. We just need to be a little bit more careful about how we're using stuff here. I guess I should go ahead, in the interest of, you know, actually having stuff continue to be functional, just go ahead and put in another one of these, or another two of them, actually. Because I think, yeah, that's going to be, especially if this is already not running. Just put one of these guys right here. Super simple. Super simple. Just get this hooked up. Nope, can't do that. Can't do that. I know. I know. So someone's going to be like absolutely like flipping out because I took this away here. The centrifuge is going to move. What we're going to do, going to put this here, and then the centrifuge will just go on top of this. The easiest way to solve it. Easiest way to solve it. So we'll let them do what they got to do, get that taken care of. I know we don't have a ton of logs, but we do have up here, so long as they can, you know, take care of everything. We'll prioritize these lumberjack flags by cutters, haulers, whatever the is. Then I've got to have log storage up here. That's the one thing I didn't do at all, was have log storage. Really, really should have been a thing. But in my misplaced zeal, I just had storage for dirt. So not my brightest moment, to be sure. I don't really have room here to do that either. I almost do. Almost do, and I know I've got these overhangs. All right, so let's play the game here. Let's play the game. We'll use overhangs. By overhangs, I mean overhang. Put this one dynamite in. I'll put a single 2x1 overhang, and then I can build a bunch of wood storage on top of it. We'll just let it happen that way. Should be fine. Do note that we still have 359 scrap metal without the mine running. We are okay. We are okay. And since I know someone has already made a comment about it, no, a number cruncher would not have helped. It would only consume more power, and I would have to turn it off. And I don't want to worry about it, so we're not doing it. Not yet. So these two can just go right here. And that'll be wood storage. Which we, I guess, technically don't need more of, but it's going to be very helpful to have that over there. Beaver storage is adequate for the time being. Power generation is not quite enough, but it will work for what we're doing right now. Metal storage is a much larger concern currently. So what we will do, first of all, get these trees out of here because we know we can cut them. Might as well just go ahead and get this whole area marked so I don't forget later. But let's get some trees cut down. And then I'm also going to blast this area. And I will put metal storage because we have this smelter here. Should be fine. Get that all taken care of. and figure out... oh, no, I have a ladder here. All right, that's going to... yeah, I'm going to move the ladder. I'm going to move it. Okay, nobody's stuck there, right? Okay. Gonna blast this out, just so the ladder can get down there. And then take this out, because this is sealed up now, don't forget. Gonna blast this so we have space to get down to this side. Should not be an issue. Alright, now this is good to go. And remember, even though there's like a cavern under here, it's not connected to the bad water, it's not going to be a problem. So now that that is there, I've got, well... no, I'll just do a double platform there, it's going to be fine. Actually, no, I lied. Single platform is going to allow us to still have the connectivity there. But this needs to be different storages. I guess scrap metal and regular metal just makes sense to get that taken care of. And then over here, if we feel like we need another storage large-wise for food, I don't think we do. In this exact spot, then that's what we'd put there. If not, it's going to end up being more industrial stuff. But for right now, this is fine. We're making pretty good use of this area. No real complaints from me. Just keep on blasting various areas. And eventually, we'll have this taken all the way down to where we can plant more stuff here. Probably going to keep the berries in this general area. We only have 419 of them stored. We probably should have more berry storage. That would probably help, but we're not quite to the point of having to worry about that just yet. Got 6 beavers with nothing to do, huh? Wow. Alright, well, we don't need more dirt. We don't technically need more scrap metal right now. What we do need, though, is we do need to have probably another explosives factory, so this medium warehouse is going to move. It's going to go there. I'll go ahead and set this to empty. And then, wow, that was quick. Just to make it easier, I'm just going to put this explosives factory, flip that thing, and put it right there. So this will generate enough explosives. And plus, this is the storage set to obtain anyway for the mine. This will generate enough explosives to feed the mine at full power and, well, it's not power, but also fuel these things. So everything is okay. We're looking good. Then these can just get their single applied. And then we can continue going out. Actually, I made a mistake. Why did you pause the game? All right. So what I had kind of wanted to do to minimize the amount of metal that we would have to use was I wanted this to have, the reason it didn't have one built on there and paused, I wanted this to just match up height-wise perfectly with the ground here, so I didn't have to use any more metal. But what I ended up doing was I blasted this down too much. That one's actually done. I know it doesn't have to be paused to do this, so I'm just gonna, you know, refill those couple in, and that's gonna be fine. Gonna be fine. Now I will also have to do do the same thing here, but it's a good thing I caught it before I went too crazy. Again, I very, very often will overlook stuff. This is not intentional. It just happens. But now I want this to match that height, and that is what we're going to be doing here. This... Actually, this also needed to go away, so I was double dumb. I overcorrected my overcorrection. Oh boy. So this actually did need to go away. These two. So I could put another one of these here. Oh boy. Well, that's yeah. It's the way it goes. All right. So while we're here, I'm going to demonstrate an idea that I had for watering crops that I think you guys might appreciate. So let's pretend that down here is a 3x3 space that we're trying to irrigate. And a bunch of people have submitted stuff for this in the comments of this video, Discord, or whatever. But the gist of what I am trying to create is I'm trying to create a fully automated system that will fill a 3x3 hole to a certain height, and it's not hard. You just have to put a sluice gate in, and then have some sort of something around it, so that the space is not going to be messed with. So this is the easiest way to do it. Easiest way to do it. I've seen a bunch of more complicated designs, but assuming that the rest of this has the wall built up, which it will, assume this is just in the middle of our reservoir thing. What this would have to do is this would have to be set with the downstream depth gauge. You see that blue thing sliding up and down? You just have to decide how deep you want the hole to go, which, assuming the farm level is here, we could set to pretty much any height between here and roughly here or so, and it would probably be fine. So I'm just going to set that to, say 1.8, which at this specific height will make sure this sluice closes when this level is right here. So at any point in the bottom of this reservoir, regardless of what else is around it, this design will work. Because water cannot come back through here. These blocks are watertight. And then this impermeable floor will stop more of it from coming in. So I'm like 99% sure this will be perfectly adequate for what we're trying to do. And then we can also save a little bit of space, relatively speaking, by having the stilts to put the big 5x5 platform on be part of that watering hole, so to speak. So, as far as I can tell, this design will work perfectly fine to automatically water stuff, and we're not going to have any problems. I've seen a couple other more complicated things, stuff that's going to integrate flowing out into the river as well, which that's not what this is trying to accomplish. This is literally just make a watering hole that automatically fills from the reservoir without affecting outflow to power generation or river or anything. So that probably is not going to go in this exact spot. I might move it a little bit closer this way and this way, depending on how this ends up looking. But that's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm thinking about. Wherever it ends up going, it's fine. Also, keep in mind, these metal platforms are not impermeable by themselves. They will have to have impermeable floors put on the entirety of them. So that's not going to be super hard. We already know that's going to be fine. But just keep that in mind. Sometimes it's easy to forget because, hey, this is metal. The impermeable floor is metal. Nothing is going to go through it. But no, it's not how it works. So, all that being said, I think we're going to do that at least once over in this corner area. And then I am going to fill in the river. A couple people said, no, don't do that. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Because what's going to happen is I'm not going to fill in the whole river. I'm just going to fill in enough where I can grow stuff. And then on the side of this, coming out of the reservoir, we're going to have a spillway or something, maybe try to make it look nice. That will then just dump it into another point on the river further up. And I might try to straighten it out a little bit, or maybe, no promises, but maybe have something come out of the corner. Might look kind of cool. And then figure it out. But yes, it's going to be fine. Don't worry. I think we're going to have a perfectly normal, easy time making that work. So I just wanted to make sure I showed you guys at some point in this video. I said as much in a couple of the comment replies from the last one. that we were going to talk about this. So I'm barring some sort of just ridiculous oversight on my end, it's going to be fine. We're going to be A-okay. So we got 1 day left in the drought. We are going to end the video at the end of the drought and move on with our lives here. But our water storage is, well, the water storage and the water pumping is no longer sufficient for us to be able to safely grow a population and have enough drinking water. So what I've got to do... Okay, this one did need to get demolished. What I got to do is build a little bit more pumping capacity and not just storage capacity. So I just got to figure out where I'm going to pop that, because I don't really have a lot of great places to do it. Well, I guess... Well, see, I don't... Well, alright, no. I'll stop making excuses and just build these things. Remember, it doesn't matter. These are going to shut off during drought anyway. I just need to have more pause when drought starts. Pause when bad tide... Nope. There we go. Unpause when temperate starts. There we go. So we'll let these run now, and then that's fine. They'll refill. Just wanted to make sure we had enough capacity for pumping, because the storage capacity, honestly, is fine. But I don't think we're completely full. And we definitely want to keep growing on that. So, it is the beginning of cycle 16, and true to my word, we will end the video here. But I also wanted to let you guys know that, yes, the X hotkey to get the little grid thing, I do frequently forget about, but I appreciate you guys reminding me for that. Everything else that we've done today, I'm pretty sure is, for the most part, a success. We've expanded our power generation with the help of the engines. I am going to, during temperate seasons, probably pause 2 of them so we don't burn quite as much wood. But the mine is set up. When we need it, we can turn it on. But right now I'm going to keep it off because it does injure beavers. But it is good to go. It's good to go. And these guys, lumberjacks, are all done. You said you were going to stop the video. Yeah, I know. It's fine. But we have made some pretty good progress. We've got more storage for our rations here. Eggplants, we're got to keep up with that. If I don't do this now, I'm going to forget. So, 2 more rows of eggplants. 3 more rows of eggplants. Long term is going to make more sense, I think. Then I will blast this down, and then this will be canola. It does take a long time to grow, but we should be okay with this amount. Just want to make sure that I don't forget. Don't forget to get that planted, and all that good stuff should be okay. This square right here really probably should be filled in, but yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. I think we'll be fine. All right, into the episode. You said you were going to end the episode. Yep, you are correct. But we've got terraforming started. We are working on getting this situated correctly. That's going to be a double. I guess I could just do regular triples, etc. But yeah, I digress. We've got our work cut out for us. We're still making stuff happen. But we're going to be okay. Going to be okay. And no, I did not set these off just because I'll save it, because people seem to be so concerned about it. But again, it's not necessary. If we were really, really concerned, we could put these up and make like a temporary mini reservoirs. We could refill this, but the droughts aren't long enough and we're not pumping during them. This is never going to go completely dry. It's all going to be fine. So, appreciate you guys being here. You already know, but it bears repeating. Would not be possible without your support, Beard Boosters especially. Keeping the channel free of garbage promotions for stuff nobody wants. And I like it that way. Just simple, playing games, enjoying each other's company, figuring out good ways to solve problems with the help of you guys in the comments. And I think that's fantastic. I love spending time doing this. I like that you guys like watching the videos. I like that we, for the most part, have a really healthy, supportive community. I feel like has been a wonderful asset to my life, and I know several of yours as well, from what you've personally told me. So, appreciate the support. We got plenty more coming. Don't worry. We'll be back in this series on Wednesday, back in the Water Beavers tomorrow. and lather, rinse, repeat until we're done, which is no time soon. But I'll see you next time, friends. Take care. Bye-bye.